Okay, so welcome to the LGFly tutorial. I have had, oh my god, so many questions about this the last couple of weeks, so I decided to finally stop being lazy and make the tutorial. So this save file, it's not actually, because I'm lazy, but pretend that this save file is directly after you complete Victory Road and you fly to Saffron. So you'll fly to Saffron, land here, enter the center, and you'll evolve everything in whatever current box you're in, and then deposit everything in your team so that you only have Mew and you're on a clean box. You'll change boxes here. So as you can see, there are no Pokemon in this box, so that's what you need. Yeah, I'm leaving the Twitch chat in case people have questions, so that way you guys can ask questions that maybe I'll miss. It might be easier that way. Okay, so this is going to be round 1. Obviously, you do round 1 first, and the way that you start the rounds will be the same every time. So what you're going to do is you're going to walk to this tile right here, very specifically this tile, and you need to be facing to the right. So if you just walk here, as long as you don't do anything stupid, you'll already be looking right. Then you're gonna pause, open up your items, use cancel, jack, so that you can walk through the walls, and you're just gonna hold down and you'll hit this tile. Because you set up a trainer fly here earlier, the menu should automatically pop up. And then from here, you're going to open up your items, scroll all the way down. Oh, by the way, set up my inventory exactly as it should be at this point in Catch 'em All. So at this point in Catch 'em All, I should explain this really quick. The top of your inventory will always be pretty similar. It's going to be a bunch of stones. And then when you get to the bottom, this is extremely important. You need to have, in order, 8-8, the Master Balls times 27 that you got when you warped to Seafoam right after catching Snorlax. Any useless item, it should almost always be the Pokeflute. There's a couple of different items that you can use. I think I do the Pokeflute probably like 90% of runs, so Pokeflute is a very good item that's useless to put there. And then 9F, and then the things after it don't really matter, but these 4 items here, the items from 8-8 to 9F, extremely important. If you don't have these in the right order, you will crash the game, so you need to make sure that you have your items set up right. So anyway, once you walk down onto this tile, again, the menu will automatically pop up. You click on item, you're going to scroll way down, to the max potions. So here's those ultra balls that you use for warping, and then directly below that is max potions. You're going to toss 16 of them, and then you're going to take this HMO3 directly below it and swap it with a town map, which is a little bit farther down. When you're scrolling down to this town map, you need to be really careful you don't go too far. If you go too far, this happens. Do you see how crappy that is? you run into a click item, and if you run into that click item, it's really hard to not lose a lot of time, because then you have to like re-enter the item inventory. So you have to mash B like 15 times, and if you overclick it once, you back out. So you have to be like really careful that you don't go too far. Because you need to swap the town map. And of course, if you back out of the menu, you then have to scroll all the way back up, and then all the way back down, so just be really careful with that. So anyway, swap with the town map, the HMO3, and then as soon as you do that swap, go to your trainer card and flash it. I have the wrong trainer name, that's because I'm using a different file. It does not matter what your trainer name is for this. So once you flash the trainer card, scroll down until you see 8-8, or 8-8, 4-8, 4-8. This is the item we refer to when we say 4-8, 4-8. You're going to grab it, scroll all the way back up to your regular inventory, and you're going to swap it for the item above 9F. So that's why it's really important that you have a useless item here, because if your water stones, for example, are here, and you swap them down, you won't have water stones later. So you need to make sure it's an item that you no longer need. So Pokeflute is a really good option. So this is the entire beginning setup to doing the LGFly round 1. As soon as you've done this, all you need to do is use 8-8. And assuming you've done everything right, you'll generate a wild encounter. The Pokemon that appears is actually random. Well, in a sense. Because it's a trainer fly, it's based off the last Pokemon you battled's special stat, so it can be all kinds of different Pokemon. So anyway, once the Golem appears, or whatever Pokemon appears, it pretty much becomes a cycle of motions in order to go through the rounds. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, you should have your rival name set up to be exactly like this as well. You'll have Pokédolls in the money slot. The rival name, it doesn't matter if Ice Heals are on top or bottom, but these two slots need to be the Ice Heals and the Awakenings. You'll have your TM26 times 185. You'll have the Cancel times 78 that you got from Lavender Tower. And then Great Balls times 3 that you have from Mewtwo Cave. You need to make sure that you toss 253 of the 0 stack at some point. And then X attacks. Everything else past there doesn't matter. And you won't scroll down past here anymore. This is the farthest you should go down, is the Great Balls, at least while you're doing the glitch. Okay. So anyway, now that the Golem has appeared, what you do is, you're gonna scroll down. Okay, it won't be a Golem, but you get the idea. Once the Pokemon appears, you're gonna scroll down to 9F, and you're going to click on it, and it's going to pop up another menu. And then once you're in this menu, what you're going to do is you're going to hit item, and this is for every single Pokemon. You're going to scroll all the way down to the TM26, and you're going to toss TM26 until the value of it corresponds to the Pokemon that you want. So the Pokemon I currently want is Oddish, which is 185. So it's already 185, so I don't actually need to do anything. And then you need to line it up so that 4848 is the top item, 9F is the second item. You're gonna back out, flash your trainer card, go back into your items, use 9F, go back into your items, click up once, and press the A button to pop up the use toss menu on 4848, but then you're gonna back out of that, go up one more time and throw a ball. And that's how you generate each encounter. So if we go over that again, let me just really quick, oh, remember that thing I said? Alright. That for that. Okay, so every single time a Pokemon appears, all you need to do, when the level 7 appears, all you need to do is scroll down, click on 9F, scroll down, change the value of the TM26 to whatever Pokemon you want. Let's say, what Pokemon do I want right now? Let's say I want Nidoking. Nidoking is Pokemon number 7. So you change the value to 7, scroll up so that 9F is the second item, 4848 is the first, back out and flash your trainer card, go back in, use 9F, flash 4848, throw the ball, and I'll catch a Nidoking here. It's that simple, and you'll do that for every Pokemon. Very simple cycle. The full cycle, actually, I say extends farther than this. So once you catch the Pokemon you want, you'll use 8-8. And then this is what we call a Dittoization encounter. The Dittoization encounter will almost always be status with massive hit points. Always run away from those. You will never do anything other than run away on that battle. And then you just use 8-8 to generate the next encounter. So we can just do this cycle over and over. So go down to 9F, go down and toss to whatever Pokemon you want. Let's say I want, I don't know, Nidoran Male. Nidoran Male is value 3, so change it to 3. Scroll up 48489F, flash the trainer card, items, use 9F, flash 4848, throw the ball. I'll catch a Nidoran Male. Use 8-8, run away from the Dittoization, use 8-8, and this cycle can go, that's basically the cycle that you do to get all the Pokemon. It's really simple, and I think a lot of the, like, issue with round 1 is because round 1 in specific is very difficult. It has a lot of different Pokemon you need to get from it, and it can be really confusing. So I'll go ahead and do the entirety of round 1, and then the entirety of round 2. But this first, like, however long this video's been so far, is really all you need to know about starting LGFly. I'll do one more really quick, because there is something else I should show off. I forgot to. So, when we say an 8-8 Pokemon, or not an 8-8, a 4-8-4-8 Pokemon, this is what we mean. Okay, so when we say a 4-8-4-8 Pokemon, what that means is, so I just caught my Pokemon from the glitch, and then I'm going to use the 8-8, and here's my Dittoization encounter, which is the one you always run away from. And then, normally what you would do here is you would use 8-8 to start the next battle, but if you need to catch a 4-8-4-8 Pokemon, there's, I think, 7 of them that you get in the run, what you do instead is very simple. You go down to 4-8-4-8, you flash it, you go back up to 8-8, and now I can throw a ball at whatever appears. So it's a Gengar this time. It's based off of the last Pokemon you got, so we always know what that Pokemon will be, and I can just catch this and continue on. If you forget to flash 4-8-4-8 there, when you catch this Pokemon, you'll crash the game, so you need to be very careful with that. And then after you catch, after you catch a 4-8-4-8 Pokemon, you just use 8-8. Really simple. And now you're just back to the regular cycle. Alright, so now I will do the entirety of round 1. Just so you guys can see. Where's that save state I had? Here we go. Alright, so again, you just swap all those items around, grab the 4-8-4-8, trade it for the item above 9F, and then use 8-8. Random Pokemon will appear. You're gonna scroll down, 9F. Now, because we already have the TMs at the correct value, we already know it's the correct value. All you need to do is flash the trainer card after you make sure that 4-8-4-8 and 9F are in the correct positions. Use 9F, flash 4-8-4-8, and this will get us our Oddish, which is the first Pokemon that we need. And then we're immediately going to do something weird. We're going to throw a second ball to catch a Ditto. So we call them Dittoization encounters because they're Dittos, and just throwing a ball gets us a Ditto, and it's completely free to get it. It's faster to catch it there than even, like, catching one in Mewtwo Cave. So, we get it there, and you will always get it after Oddish. If you forget to get it after Oddish, you can catch it on Squirtle or Charmander, so you've got some time if you mess up. So anyway, after you use 8-8, the Dittoization encounter that you always run away from, 8-8, and Executor, scroll all the way down, so this is going to be very repetitive, 9F, scroll down, change the value of TM26 to the value you want. So I'm going from 185, which is Oddish, to 177, which is Squirtle. So that's going to be a toss of 8, so 177 now. Scroll back up so that 9F is second, flash the trainer card, use it, flash 4-8-4-8, throw the ball. I've pretty much at this point, this is like completely muscle memory for me. You'll probably get that way if you run the category enough. So doing it slow, I'm actually a little bit more nervous than when I do it like really fast. So I might actually crash the game during this. Always run from the dittoization. 8-8. And this will be repeated for a little bit here. So 9F. Scroll down and change the value. I need it to be 1 less. Scroll back up so that 9F is second. Use it. So very simple. It's all about just practicing this section. If you do it enough, this will become second nature, but it's really difficult at first, and I'm not gonna lie, it made me very frustrated when I was first learning the category. And it was easier when I was learning it. Like, all the new runners now have to deal with the insanity of what we have. We used to only get 16 Pokemon with this, and it was a lot less scary. Alright, so anyway, 9F, scroll down, change the value, so I'm on Charmander going to Goldeen, so I need to toss 19. Scroll up, Trainer Card, 9F, 4848, Master Ball, and so on and so forth. I'm gonna make a safety save here. Because I might want to explain something later. Okay, so if you're following along the notes, okay, here's what I'll do. I'll link these notes in a Dropbox. Here, I'm gonna actually put them in the overlay. Please don't misclick and crash OBS, it's really annoying. That's good enough. Okay, so if you're using the notes, whatever, I don't care about chat. If you're using the notes, that I use, these are my actual notes. This is my whole 151 notes. So I have two, okay, I'll explain the notes really quick. I have two, sets. One of them is if you have a bug, and one of them is if you're bugless. So you can see how little it changes. Like, here's bugless, so if you don't catch a bug, you can see how little it changes, right? It's only from here on that it changes. If you do have a bug, it's only from here on that it changes. So it doesn't change too much if you catch a bug. It's only toward the end of round 1, so this whole first bit will always be the same, and it's set up to be that way. I will put these on Dropbox, and I'll link these, in the description or whatever to the video, so you guys can have my notes, because it helps a lot. But anyway, I'll take them off for now. I don't know, this might be helpful. I'll I don't know, I'll do like that or something. I'll take them off. Anyway, so I just caught Goldeen, and, oh shoot, I should put the notes back on really quick. I expected this to not be great, so. Okay, so as you can see on the notes here, the next Pokemon after Goldeen is Gyarados, and it's in Gold. And Pokemon in Gold are what I call the 4848s, which I already explained earlier. So since I just caught Goldeen, I'm gonna run from the Ditto Pokemon, and then instead of using 8-8 like I normally would, I'm gonna click on the 4848 before I use the 8-8. And this makes the next Pokemon catchable, and it will always be a Gyarados if you've done everything right. So then I can catch this Gyarados. So that will be what the Pokemon in Gold are. Ditto is a special case. You saw how I got the Ditto. You just throw the extra ball after Oddish, so it's really simple. Alright. Alright, I think you could see the menu the whole time. I tried to set it up so that you could. No, I know you couldn't see the game, but you could see the menu. That's what matters. But yeah, I'll reload the save. So here's right after catching the Goldeen. This is why I made the save say here. So after you catch the Goldeen, You use 8-8. You run away from the Dittoization encounter. You scroll down. Instead of using 8-8, you look at 4-8-4-8 and then use 8-8. So you do that one little extra step, and that lets you catch the Pokemon that appears, which is the Gyarados in this case. So there you go. That's how you do the 4-8-4-8 Pokemon. And the reason why we set this up so carefully is so I've caught 5 Pokemon, so now Gyarados will go to the PC. The first 3 Pokemon that go to your PC get deleted, essentially. So we need to make sure that we send 3 Pokemon to the PC that we don't need to evolve. And that's why we have this round set up so weird. And that's why we throw in these extra Pokemon before the Alakazam. So we get a Gyarados, a Nidoran male, and then Alakazam. And we don't need to evolve any of those because Gyarados and Alakazam don't evolve. And we have a Nidorino that we've already evolved into Nidoking. Alright. Oh, hey, what's up, Fuzziness? Please no talk of Yellow 151. It's too crazy. Alright. You people are insane who run Yellow 151. Alright. So next up. So now that we've caught the Gyarados, the next Pokemon on our list is Nidoran male. So after you do the 4-8-4-8 Pokemon, you can just simply use 8-8. So pretty much doing that 4-8-4-8, it's just a little bit of a difference. You catch the Pokemon and you're just completely back to normal. That's pretty much all it is. I'm just trolling, Lucky. Alright. So now the next Pokemon on the list will be Nidoran male. So again, 9F. Scroll down. Now Nidoran male is one of the weird ones. So these next 5 Pokemon, this is the hardest part for beginners to learn. So it's been pretty easy up to this point. You just do the same motion 4 times, do a 4-8-4-8 flash, catch Gyarados, it's easy. This is the point where you will be spending probably an hour of your first run, and it is very hard. And it's part of the reason why I think 151 is so intimidating, is because of these next, probably 5 or 6 Pokemon. What you need to do here is, because we're doing Nidoran male, which is quantity of 3, we need an item in this slot that has a quantity of 3. And the most convenient item is the Great Balls that are right here. So what we do is we swap those 2 items, and that just sets us up perfectly for Nidoran male. So now we just do the rest of it exactly the same as we normally do. The 9F, in slot 2, you flash the trainer card, you use 9F, look at 4-8-4-8, throw the ball. It's all about quantity, so we just need to have the right quantity in that slot. Catch Nidoran male, 8-8. Run from the Dittoization. And then next up is Alakazam, so we're gonna 8-8. Again, if there's a Pokemon in Gold, you flash the 4-8-4-8 and then catch the Pokemon that appears. But since there was no Pokemon in Gold after Nidoran, I just use 8-8 immediately. And again, the notes will be linked, so as long as Dropbox work, it wasn't working for me yesterday. So again, 9F. Scroll down, so Alakazam is 149, so we need to get a item with quantity of 149 into this slot, and the most convenient item is right here, so we just swap them back now. That's pretty much how it works. For Nidoran male, you just swap them, and then right after you swap them back. And then we need to change this quantity to be 149, so we simply toss 8. Scroll back up, so that the items are in their right places. Do the motion. Alright, I'm back. I think. Oh my god. That was painful. Okay. So anyway, we got our Alakazam. Okay, this is gonna be another good place to make a save. So after you catch the Pokemon, 8-8, same as always. Yeah, I was taking a drink, and then I kind of don't know how to take a drink, apparently. Alright. Again, run away from the Dittoization, and the reason that we set up our inventory to be the way it is right here, Leaf Stones will get duplicated, so we're able to get enough Leaf Stones for the run that way. Okay, this is the next point where in the notes, I should just have like the notes on a separate view or something. That would be the like smart thing to do, but I'm not smart. So you notice on the notes right here, it says spam X8. And what that means is we need to spam the 9F 8 times. And the reason for that is we need to advance the pointer past a location that crashes the game. So if I were to catch even just one more Pokemon with this glitch, I would crash the game. So right here, I'm gonna spam this 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So after the 8th time, what you do is you flash 4848, because if you look here, Shelter is in gold, which means I'm getting a 4848 Pokemon next, and then use 88, and I'm simply going to catch the Shelter. Another very important thing to know about this is if at any point in time you save the game and reset between using the Overworld Red Bar glitch, which is at about the 45-minute mark, if you save and quit from any time between that and doing LGFly, you need to spam it 9 times, not 8. And the reason for that is you use 9F once when you do Overworld Red Bar, and since you never save and quit, the stack is already, like, advanced 1 9F use. So you need to make up that 9F use here if you save and quit at any time after you use 9F to do Overworld Red Bar. So, just keep that in mind when you're doing runs. I've definitely lost runs to it. I think I've lost 1 run to it. I know Etiquette's lost a run to it. It gets all of us, so just keep that in mind. So anyway, Shelter, because it's a 4848, you just simply catch it. And 88. Okay. So we're halfway through the scary part of the run. I call this the scary part of the run because it has the most to remember of anything. Oh, I can delete this off the screen now. Back to chat. Okay, so once again, next up is Machamp. So we're just gonna scroll down, 9F, change the value of this item to be Machamp's, which is 126. So we're gonna toss 23. Again, I've just run this category enough that I know all the math. You may want to have, like, maybe a calculator open or something when you're just learning it. So Machamp. And then we're going to use 88, same as always. And then, if you look after Machamp, the next Pokemon is in gold. Which means, what? We're going to 4848. Very simple. So 4848, use the 88, and then catch the Rhyhorn that pops up. Very simple. It's really easy once you get used to just, like, following the notes. You'll be able to do this kind of without thinking about it as much. Like, I've pretty much memorized this whole thing at this point. Okay, so there's Rhyhorn. So if you look on the notes again, add... Back to putting the notes in OBS. Okay, so if you look on the notes, after Rhyhorn, it says spam X5 and toss 1 from Repel. wow, my notes are, well, I use out-of-date notes. Toss one from balls. So, oh wow, god dang it, I hate when this happens. Okay, there we go. So, I just caught the Rhyhorn, so I'm gonna be spamming 9F 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you don't have to toss one from balls now, but it doesn't hurt. You can scroll down and toss one. I do it during the Jinx encounter. You just need to toss one from the balls anytime between now and catching the Jinx. So you need to toss one from the balls at some point. And then another really important thing to realize is that Rhyhorn is not 4848. It's Rhyhorn is in, as I've been saying, there's the next Pokemon after Rhyhorn is Jinx, and it's not in gold. So you don't flash 4848 here. You just go straight up to 88. I hope that was all seeable. It should have been. I don't think I moved it too far over. Okay. So then, next up is Jinx. So, again, this is where the Pokemon are kind of weird. So we're going to start it off the same. You're going to just use the 9F. It's going to pop up the menu. Then, after this, Machamp is value 126, and Jinx is 72. So it takes a long time to toss. But what we can do instead is take these full restores and put them here, and then we only need to toss 5. Those full restores are from earlier when you're in Mewtwo Cave. It's the pointer item there when you get Golem, and you'll just keep them in your inventory until now. So it's really nice. So you do that, and then like I said before you flash the trainer card, this item here must be a quantity of 2, the Great Balls, so just toss 1. It just needs to be quantity 2, and then you're never gonna mess with this slot again. In fact, the lowest you'll scroll now is down to where the full restores are. You won't ever have to go past there again. So anyway, once this is a value of 72, and this is a value of 2, you're gonna scroll up, and then do this, like normal. Now, every single time I do a run, as soon as I catch the Jinx, you 8-8, obviously. Oh, I should explain this. You can fail to run from this Mewtwo. Okay, I got away first try. It doesn't matter because it gets status and falls asleep. So anyway, next up is Scyther, which is in gold. So 4848, 88. And then right here, you can just take a deep breath because you are through the hardest part of the run. This is where, if you could survive that, you can survive the rest of the run. That is by far the hardest part, is getting to Scyther. So right there, just deep breath, you did it. There's definitely still, like, it's not, like, to a point where you can just be like, okay, I'm good now. It's like, okay, it's just easy for the rest of round 1, and then after the rest of round 1, I get a save, and it's, like, the best feeling when you get that save. Alright, so anyway, after Scyther, it's 8-8. And then right here is the first variance of the run. So let me pull up the notes onto the screen. So after Scyther is the first point in time where there's variance based off of the Pokemon you catch. By the way, do not catch Nidoran male if you're a noob. I will explain that. If you are not comfortable with this game, like to be able to route on the fly, do not catch Nidoran male in the Safari Zone. It's not gonna end well for you. Okay, so if you look here on the notes, I have 2 different rounds, and up to now they've been identical. So Scyther there, Scyther there. It's been identical for both. This one's just scrolled down farther. But you see, like, up until where it says Scyther, when I switch between the 2, it doesn't change at all. But now, after Scyther, it's going to change. And the reason for that is some runs you'll have Caterpie, some runs you'll have Weedle, some runs you won't have either. And it very slightly changes what you do. When you're starting, I might suggest that you just always catch a bug, but it's very easy to figure out what to do. It's honestly not that bad, and if you just follow the notes, it'll all make sense. So with a bug, you do whichever bug that you didn't get, you do a 4848 flash for execute, you do Omanyte in round 1, and then you end with Ekans and Lickitung. If you didn't catch a bug, you don't have space for Omanyte because you have to do both Caterpie and Weedle. So, because you don't have space for Omanyte, you do it at the beginning of the next round. It's that simple. So basically it's like, if you have a bug, do Omanyte here. If you don't have a bug, you don't have space for Omanyte, so you'll do it here. And then otherwise it's always going to be the same. And you can do Omanyte at any point. So, like, from here, you can do Omanyte before the bugs. You can do Omanyte anytime before Ekans. You can do it, so. I guess you can do it either before or after the bugs. Alright. So, next. Go ahead and shrink that for now. So anyway, wait, what did I just get? Oh, I just got Scyther, right. So, again, 9F. So because I have an item with a quantity of 72 in my items, because I just did Jinx, I'm going to swap this TM26 for the full restores, and then now I can toss 3 to get Caterpie. So for this, okay, let's think. I will assume that you caught a bug. And if you didn't catch a bug, you need to get a bonus. So if you look in the second round, you'll see a bunch of Pokemon in orange. These are Pokemon that you can get as bonuses. So, like, you can catch a Magmar, you can catch a Chansey, you can catch a Tentacool. These are bonus encounters, and you need to get 1 if you didn't catch a bug. You can always get Tentacool. It's really easy to get. You just jack into the water and get an encounter. It will always be Tentacool. But some of these bonuses are really hard to get. Like Magmar, you'll almost never get. Chansey is hard to get normally. So Tentacool is the one I suggest if you're new, because it's very simple and you always get it. It's just slower on average. But if you didn't get a bug, if you put Omanyte here, there's too many Pokemon in round 2, you'll crash the game. So you need to get 1. Alright. So I will for now assume that you caught a Caterpie, and I'll get Weedle here. If you didn't catch Caterpie, so if you're doing bug, if you're doing bugless, you'll just get Caterpie and then Weedle. So I'm basically skipping a Pokemon because I'm assuming that I had already caught it. So we'll get straight to Weedle. Yeah, this is a new mic. Uh-oh. It just ate my input. That was weird. Okay, hold on. Let me think about what I just did. I didn't use 9F an extra time. It just bumped. Yeah, it just bumped. I'm fine. I fat-fingered the B button, because I'm bad. Whatever. Okay, and then after, it doesn't matter which bug, but you only do it after 1. I usually do it after Caterpie, so I don't forget. All you do is, after either bug, you need Execute, and that's a 4848 Pokemon that you can see in the gold. So, at any point, you need to do Execute, so I get it here. I didn't 4848 Flash, did I? I think I just fucked up. That's great in the tutorial. Oh no, I did it. Okay. I was gonna say, did I really just screw up in the tutorial? I haven't saved in a while. Let's go ahead and save. Oh boy. Yeah, I messed up slightly. It's mostly because it ate my input, but that happens. Especially when I'm playing on keyboard. Okay, so then next up... Oh, whoops. Okay, so next up is as you can see in the notes that I don't have on the right one, I'm doing with a bug. So next up is Ammonite, which is 98, and it says use dolls on the notes. I have pretty usefully on the notes what you're supposed to use for each of the Pokemon. So Ammonite, we're going to use dolls. So dolls go to this slot. And quantity 98, it's already at, which is perfect. So then we can just scroll up, and it's really simple. No, you can't catch them all. And it's not actually faster for most Pokemon, because it's like 50 seconds a Pokemon. And if we were to add any more, it would actually average out to be like almost a minute per Pokemon, because there's a lot of extra stuff you have to do just to start the glitch. So we fit pretty much the maximum that doesn't lose time. Alright, so anyway, I just caught my Ammonite, I hope I did. This should be a missing though, I'm pretty sure. That comes up next. Alright, that's what I thought. No, Ammonite has higher special, okay, never mind. Alright, so anyway, as you can see at the end, the last Pokemon is Ekans and Lickitung. So, just like we've been doing, 9F, scroll down. So, I can't use these Pokédolls, so I'm going to use the TMs up here. And I'm going to toss 4 of them to get to 108 for Ekans. You need to very carefully track what the quantity of all your items are, especially the ones that are over 100. So, like, you do that swap there, and then you can't forget about what the quantity is, because if you have the wrong value, you're gonna get the wrong Pokemon, which won't crash the game, but it could really throw you off, and that can happen. Alright, and then finally our last Pokemon is a 4848, and it's for Lickitung. So this will be Lickitung. And then from here, there's a lot of different things you can do. What I like to do is I'll usually swap some items around here. So when I'm in this menu, what I do a lot of the time is I take the Master Balls here, and I swap them for these Fire Stones. You don't need to do anything though, that's just for convenience later. But once this Lickitung appears, all you need to do is, you don't catch it. You scroll way down, all the way to those max potions that we messed with way earlier in this town map, and you're gonna swap them, and then scroll down 2 and throw a ball. And what you're doing there is changing your map so that when you reappear in the overworld, you will reappear not on Route 6. And that preserves your trainer fly, so there's no trainer fly here. So the menu doesn't automatically pop up, so we can use that trainer fly later. Super convenient, because setting up a trainer fly takes like a minute. But yeah, as soon as you've caught the Lickitung and you appear on this map, you save. And congratulations, you have survived round 1. And round 2, compared to round 1, is a cakewalk. There's several different ways you can do it. My notes optimize it. So as you can see, I get 5 evolvable Pokemon to the party, but you can do it a very simple way, which is where you just go Poliwag, Farfetch'd, Mankey, Coughing, Cubone, and just like go down the list of those Pokemon. But I set mine up in like an optimized fashion. But anyway, once you save the game, you'll reset, and then you'll fly the palette. And then from here, you just evolve everything. You'll heal off with a burn heal, the Ditto. You'll put Ditto in the front. You'll get the Pokemon down here. And then, here's the last thing I really wanted to explain. Whoops. So, what I was talking about earlier is, like, after you catch your Tangela, if you don't have a bonus and you're kind of a beginner, the best bonus to get is Tentacool. So what you do is, you're just gonna look up, you're gonna use cancel, and you're gonna go 1, 2, 3, steps and then hold down, and you'll go in the water, and then just corner bonk until you get an encounter. So this is the easiest bonus for you to get, and as you can see, it's going to be slow, but it's consistent, and that's what matters. This is actually really unlucky. Normally it's faster than this. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, and it's level 5, so you would lose a lot of time to that, but it's very consistent. And then anyway, let's just pretend I've evolved everything. You'll deposit everything except for Mew. You can withdraw and evolve things here. I typically don't. And then once you're ready, you change to box 5, and you'll be all set up for round 2. And it's that simple. So this is now set up for round 2. And you set it up kind of different, not really though. The most important thing for starting round 2 is that you scroll down in your inventory past the 4848. So you can see, like, when I'm in the center, I can scroll down, right? I can scroll down, it doesn't lose time. If you're outside of the center, and you try and scroll past the 4848, look how crappy this is. Like, just count the time loss. This is time loss for forgetting to scroll past the 4848. That's how much time you lose. Yeah. So now you see why you scroll past 4848 in the center. So after you evolve everything in the PC, you need to remember to scroll past it. And then also, so now I'm fine, obviously. And what you would do is you walk over here to this tile again. This. Oh, Lucky, I don't think your message sent. Hold on. Tell me if it's sent. But anyway, once again, you toss 16 max potions. HMO3 for town map. And then flash the trainer card. And then you're good to scroll up. Always just flash the trainer card immediately. And then you just use 8-8. And then round 2. Round 2 is just a cakewalk compared to round 1. There's only 2 4848s to remember. There's a little bit of weird stuff, but you can make it easier. You just need to catch... There's 15 Pokemon left to catch. You just need to catch them in an order that works. You need to make sure that the Pokemon that go to the PC, the first 3 don't matter. So with my setup, Cubone, Electabuzz, and Tauros all go to the PC. None of them matter. Stuff like that.